This morning we're in Alvalade, a neighborhood in Lisbon, and this is a neighborhood that is not touristy at all. It's, by Lisbon standards at least, it's a new neighborhood. Back in, I don't know, 100 years ago, this was farmland where we're standing, purely for agriculture. Then in the 1940s, Lisbon was expanding and they built this neighborhood. So because of that, you're not going to see a ton of historical sites. They don't exist because this place has only been here for, 80 some years. So you don't see a lot of tourists in Alvalade. And that's a good thing. It's all locals up here. The heartbeat of the city, this is the Alvalade market. And this is where we're going to start our day today. Actually, we made a little side trip on the way walking over here from the metro stop. There's a metro stop here, so it's super easy to get to if you're coming to Lisbon. There's a little coffee, tea, and candy shop that I've wanted to visit. Last time we were here, it was closed. So we went in and they had some nice candy, but I didn't buy any candy this time. Karen wanted to get some chamomile flowers, some whole chamomile flowers. We'd like to drink chamomile tea in the evening. And all we've been getting is little tea bags at the grocery store. So instead of that, we got the whole flowers that we can infuse in our little teapot. So that was really our first stop, but we'll call this our official first stop because we came into the market and there's this cute little cafe, just really nice. And if you want, you can get a ginginha or you can get a little shot of whiskey with your coffee. I just got an abandonado. And if you saw my video on coffee, you know that this is similar to an Americano. But if you come to Portugal, don't ask for an Americano. You can ask for a longo, they'll probably know what you mean. If you ask for an Americano, you may get this. You may also get like Nescafe, freeze-dried crystals with hot water. That's a sad start to your morning. So if you want to order like a local, ask for an abandonado, and you'll get a nice long coffee like this. And that's not bad. And then I got a little treat too. You can see this. Now, this is not a Fabrico Proprio. This is not a place where they're baking the stuff. They're buying the stuff in. But I got a bolo de arroz, which is just rice cake is what it is. So a little treat to go with the coffee. And this is how they always come, with this little wrapper around it. Pop off the top. That's so nice with the rice flour because it's really rich and moist and lovely. Perfect start to our day in Alvalade. So did some shopping at the Alvalade market, and you can see this place is massive. There's tons of produce vendors here. It's also ringed by other vendors, coffee shops and butchers and things like that. But mostly it's just a fresh produce market. It's not really like, if you come to Lisbon, they're gonna, all the guidebooks and videos tell you to go to the Time Out market. That's not a produce market, that's a food hall. In my opinion, it's highly overrated as well. This is the place where you want to come if you want to get fresh produce. Now, these are not farmers who are growing the stuff and bringing it in, they're wholesaling the stuff. So you can come in here and get your produce, but you're not going to be talking to the farmers. But still, it's super fresh and super good. Now, it's not really that busy today. I'm kind of surprised, but I think maybe that has something to do with the fact that it's shortly after a holiday, and just like everywhere, Portuguese do a lot of shopping before the holiday, do a lot of cooking at home for the holiday, and they're probably eating a lot of leftovers and they spend all their money, so they're not coming to the market today. Maybe it's busier other times, but I'm surprised it's not really all that busy today. But you can see the produce here is gorgeous. So we just picked up a couple of things, and I'll tell you what I got. First of all, I got the padron peppers. These are wonderful, just fried with a little shot of salt in them. Absolutely delicious, love those. And then here in Portugal, they have these flat beans. I got some regular green beans here, but they also have these delicious flat beans. Either way, I like to put some onions with them and cook them with some olive oil and some salt in the air fryer. That's really good. And then in a couple of places here, I saw these gorgeous tomatoes. Look how beautiful. They're really dark on the top and then lighter on the bottom, and they're really ripe. They look absolutely fantastic. I haven't tried this particular variety before, so we'll see how they are. I'm going to have them with some bread at home and some olive oil and some salt. We'll see how that is. You know, just got a couple of things to carry us over at this market. If you come to this neighborhood, though, and you're staying at an Airbnb, you're going to be doing some cooking in your kitchen, then you definitely want to come to the Alvalade market. We're at Helsinquia, and we were just walking by here, kind of hungry for lunch, and we saw a sign on the menu board saying that they have several vegetarian plates here. So I thought we'd come in and give it a try. Now, this isn't a vegetarian restaurant. I don't even think vegetarian dishes are their focus, but they do have it prominently advertised right there on the menu board on the outside, along with their other stuff. So we thought we'd come in and give it a try. I'm getting the Portuguese sausage called Alheira, and it comes in this, you can see here, comes in this casing, but you kind of scoop the sausage out of the casing. That's really nice. Soy, it's got some veggies in there, some spices. It's nice and spicy. And of course we're in Portugal, so it gets served with a fried egg on top because that's the way life is here. That's nice. And of course, because we're in Portugal, with French fries too. I love this place. Such a characteristic cafe, and I know we're the only Americans here. I haven't seen any tourists. It's a total locals place. But you can dine outside. The inside is really cool as well. And we got a little bowl of olives here too. Good olives. And the house wine. So, all told, how much was this? This is half, because Karen and I are splitting this dish. So there's twice as many French fries, there's 2 eggs, and there's twice as much sausage. We got a little olives for our little appetizer, and then 2 glasses of house wine. And I think all told, this is going to be like, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 euros, something like that for 2 people. And it's really nice on the inside too. We're dining outside because it is a absolutely gorgeous day in Lisbon. But this is a place to come. I didn't see it on any tourist maps, and you're not going to find any tourists when you come here, but you'll get a nice meal. One of the best things to do in this neighborhood of Alvalade is to just wander the streets and enjoy the ambiance and check out how different it is from the rest of Lisbon. This is not narrow, windy, hilly streets. Because this was agricultural land 100 years ago, it's relatively flat, and the streets and sidewalks are kind of wide. It's a nice change of pace for what you're used to in Lisbon. And it's much quieter than the rest of Lisbon. We were just walking around, Karen and I were commenting how nice and peaceful it is in this neighborhood. I don't know that I'd want to live here because you're not too far from the airport, and really you got planes going overhead every few minutes. But wandering around, you see cool things like this tree behind me. You might know it as a loquat. Here in Portugal, it's called Nespera. And when we were just in the market earlier, there were big displays of Nespera fruit for sale. This is the season for Nespera. And it's a really delicious fruit. This particular tree, I'm going to see if I can find one that's fairly ripe. Because it looks like they're not quite ripe. Like within the next week or two, they'll be super ripe. Let's try it. Yeah, that's getting there. Not quite. But it is yummy. Still a little tart. In a week or two, it's going to be super sweet and delicious. Now, the way you eat the Nespera, you can have them fresh like that, just in a fruit salad, or just in a bowl and just snack on them. You can also make a jam out of them, which is really good. And then I've heard people fermenting these and making like a Nespera wine in Portugal. I've never had it. I don't know what it would be like. I'm sure it'd probably be pretty good because these are nice and sweet, these fruit, but I've never had Nespera wine. Gonna have to find a Portuguese person that makes that. But this is a fun thing to do here in this neighborhood. Just kind of wander around, see what you come upon. You never know. You might come across a Nespera tree and get a free snack. This is Moco Veggie Cafe, and this place is a all vegan cafe, and it looked really good from the inside. I like their menu, so decided to stop here for a little snack. I got the salmon poke bowl, and I've never had vegan salmon before, so we'll see how that is. This bowl is really nice. It has some zucchini in here, some carrots, seaweed, avocado, and then rice and quinoa in addition to the salmon. So try a bite of the salmon first. Oh, wow. So it's salty. I mean, it's got some miso in there. And they replicated like a vegan fish sauce in there. That must be the seaweed. And then it's got some spice to it. So there's a little wasabi in there too. I'm really pleasantly surprised. That's really nice. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this. Good lunch here at Moco Veggie Cafe. Excuse me while I enjoy my salmon poke bowl. So I hope you enjoyed our day here in Alvalade. I really enjoyed it. I think probably because it was so food centric. Like I said before, there's no real historical sites here, but as I was thinking about this place, I just kept, I kept saying over and over again how this is a new neighborhood. It was just built 80 years ago, new by Portugal standards, but there's kind of this dichotomy in the neighborhood of new and old. And by that I mean, as we're walking around, I saw all of these little old mom and pop shops. I must have seen 2 or 3 cobblers in there, old Portuguese men working, repairing shoes by hand. I saw a little furniture repair store, seen 3 or 4 hardware stores selling funny little faucets and electrical equipment and paint and ladders, just little shops. I mean, narrow, tiny little shops. And then on the other side of the scale, this neighborhood is kind of going up market in a way. I mean, when you got a vegan restaurant like Moco, you know that you're going upscale. There's a yoga studio here. So you got stuff like that. You got a certain amount of hipsterism to go with the traditionalism of Portugal. So it's a really nice combination, and I really recommend coming by here and hanging out and going to one of the grandma restaurants like we did. The market's really nice. So it's a good trip to come to Alvalade. if you've got a little bit of extra time in Lisbon. And it's easy to get here. Metro station is right here behind me, and that's how we're going to get home today. So it's a quick little trip. Jump on the metro and we'll be on our way back home. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you down the road.